Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to the course of Art of Leadership and Motivation, HRM 760. Today is lecture number 27 and I am your facilitator, Professor Dr. Muhammad Majid Mahmood. Today we have one most important topic of discussion, and that is called corporate social responsibility and ethics. So whenever we talk about organizations, we talk about their social responsibility, we talk about ethics. Like for example, organizations which follow the corporate social responsibility and ethics, they are rated on higher scale as compared to those organizations who do not follow the corporate social responsibility and work ethics. So today we are going to talk about this area in depth with examples from Pakistan and abroad. Now, first of all, let us talk about CSR, that is corporate social responsibility and ethics. In the business world, ethics is the study of morally appropriate behaviors and decisions, examining what should be done. Now, किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर बिजनेस वर्ल्ड हो कि जब अगर हम बात करते हैं, इवन नॉन बिजनेस वर्ल्ड की भी अगर हम बात करें, तो व्हाट आर द अप्रोप्रिएट मॉरली एक्सेप्टेबल बिहेवियर्स एंड डिसीजंस, एंड इन द एरिया ऑफ लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल व्हाट शुड बी डन. नाउ दिस इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी शुड हैव द अप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर्स, एंड व्हाटएवर decisions we take, and whatever decisions we take, those decisions should be ethical. Now, let us first talk about the behaviors. Now, behaviors means what? So, in order to understand behavior, first of all, we need to understand attitude, because behaviors are coming out of the attitude. So, attitude is the source and behavior is the outcome. Now, what is meant by attitude? Now, attitude means what a person thinks. So, the thinking pattern of a person, the perception of a person about anything, that is called his or her attitude. And then we talk about the behavior. Now, behavior means the action part. Attitude is the thinking part and behavior is the action part. Now, behavior means body language. It includes eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, postures, your mode of dress, spoken and written communication. All of these are called the behavior, and the thinking part is called the attitude. Now, what should be the actions appropriate in the organization? Now, here we say that your behavior, your actions should be morally appropriate. Now, morally appropriate means that whatever you do, that should be as per the ethics, that should be as per the code of conduct, and ethics role is always there. So whenever we talk about organizations, we talk about their ethical behaviors. Like, is it like ethically a good place to work? Or on the other side, Okay, does this organization is ethically good or bad? So most competent people, most competent job applicants, they prefer those organizations who have a good ethical behavior and who not only appreciate but they also reward good ethical behavior. And talking about the decisions, like for example, how we can say that there are ethical decisions? Now, ethic means that you need to follow certain criteria. You need to follow some standards. Decisions should be made on merit basis. So when you are talking about ethical decisions, it means that you are not violating the rights of any individual who is working in your organization. And then we examine that what should be done. Like for example, when you are hiring people in your organization, what should be done? तो आप क्या करेंगे? Like आप क्या अपनी पर्सनल लाइकिंग डिसलाइकिंग के ऊपर लोगों को हायर करेंगे या अपनी विश लिस्ट के मुताबिक आप लोगों को हायर करेंगे या आप लोगों को हायर करेंगे बेस्ड ऑन देयर कॉम्पिटेंस, बेस्ड ऑन देयर स्किल्स, बेस्ड ऑन ओपन मेरिट? Definitely you need to follow the standard operating procedures of your organization. So in case of recruitment and selection, one needs to follow the standard operating procedures. So if you are following the standard operating procedures in case of recruitment and selection, in this specific example, this is called your ethical conduct in the organization. This is also called your ethical behavior. And the decision you have taken to run the process of recruitment and selection as per open merit, that decision is also called ethical decision. But on the other side, if you prefer personal liking or disliking in recruitment and the selection process of your employees, what happens is that you are involved in unethical behavior. When you violate the standard operating procedures, when you do not recruit and select people on open merit basis, when instead of skills or competency, if the criteria is personal liking or disliking, then it means that this behavior is unethical. Now, this is really very important that we need to be highly careful about our decisions and our behaviors and what should be done. Now, talking about corporate social responsibility, CSR, is the process by which businesses negotiate their role in society. Now, this is really very important. Every organization in the world, they have certain roles in the societies where they serve. Now, for example, an organization who is serving in Pakistan, now that organization has a certain role in the society of Pakistan. Now, if you do not perform your role in the society as part of your corporate social responsibility, it means that people will not appreciate you, people will not rate you as a market leader, because at present we only appreciate those organizations. We only encourage those organizations and organizations who are rated number one in the world and in Pakistan, who perform their true role in society. Now the question is, how to perform the true role in society by the organization? Like for instance, one organization is, like for example, providing milk products to the market in Pakistan. Now this organization has established various offices and at various locations in Pakistan. They have established all of their setup. Now, if the organization is serving, for example, in Lahore, in Pakistan, and if like in surroundings of that area where that organization office is established, or in totality, if they only recruit and select people from abroad, then the community and the society at large, they will not appreciate it. Now taking the example of, for example, fast food chains, international fast food chains in Pakistan. Now these chains, if they hire people only from abroad, if they hire people from their country of origin only, then the people of Pakistan will not encourage it. On the other side, people of Pakistan will dislike it. Meaning that every society owns its responsibility, owns its corporate social responsibility in the societies where they are serving. Now, how do you negotiate? Now, this is really very important, because when we talk about negotiation, we talk about different strategies. Like for example, lose-win strategy, win-lose strategy, and win-win strategy. Now let us talk about these three strategies one by one. Now, as you know that whenever you negotiate, like you go in a market and you go in a shop and you want to buy, for example, trousers. So you'll select a trouser, and if it is non-branded shop and prices are not fixed, now what you do is you negotiate with the shopkeeper. If the shopkeeper says 1,000 rupees for one trouser, you start negotiation, and finally you and the shopkeeper mutually agree on one price of trouser, and that is 750 rupees. Now you see that after agreeing upon 750 rupees, now it is the responsibility of the buyer to pay the money, and it is the responsibility of the shopkeeper to provide the trouser. So both have their responsibilities there. So organization, when they provide, some facilities in the community where they are serving to the local people, to the concerned people, they capture more market share. Employees and buyers, they become more loyal. So even your non-customers, they appreciate. They really like your company. Because when you are promoting social well-being of the society, when you are providing facilities, like for example, there are some organizations in Pakistan which provide many facilities to the local communities, like for example drinking water, the employment, and then providing different products at discounted prices, etc. etc. So corporate social responsibility जो है, इसको अगर हम in nutshell में देखें, so that is the role of the business in the society. So जैसे हमने बात की थी three strategies की, lose-win strategy, win-lose strategy and win-win strategy. Now what does each mean? Like for example, if organization is unable to deliver what it promised, so it is a lose-win strategy because the competitors is in a better position. Now talking further about corporate social responsibility, organizations have obligations to society beyond their economic obligations to owners or stockholders. Now normally ये कहा जाता है कि जो स्टॉक होल्डर्स या आपके जो शेयर होल्डर्स हैं या जो आपके ओनर्स हैं, उनको सेटिस्फाई करना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, बजाय उनकी जो ऑब्लिगेशंस हैं टुवर्ड्स सोसाइटी. Now this is really very important that for any organization who is really good in its corporate social responsibility, they feel more obligations towards society as compared to their economic obligations towards the owners or stockholders. Now what are the benefits? Why we are emphasizing that the organizations should focus on corporate social responsibility? For example, if you focus more on the economic obligations and you focus less on the obligations towards the society, so in the eyes of the people, they don't have a good name for your organization. So in order to create, make your customer loyal, in order to create mouth reference in the society, in order to create volunteer marketers in the society, it is really very important that you need to keep on focusing on your obligations towards the social well-being of the society. Now, if you are only focusing on making profit, so in the short run, maybe you get more business, you get more rewards, but in the long run, your organization will decline as per the existing research. Hence, companies, organizations, if they really want to adopt a long-term strategy, they need to focus more on the society as a whole. Now, society means that the people who are part of that society. Social responsibility relates to an organization's impact on society. अक्सर ये कहा जाता है कि सोसाइटी का एक इम्पैक्ट होता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऊपर, लेकिन जहां पे हम बात करें कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का भी एक इम्पैक्ट है सोसाइटी के ऊपर. हाउ? इसको इस तरह मैं डिफाइन करूंगा कि जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस अपनी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को जितना ज्यादा फील करती हैं, और ना सिर्फ फील करती हैं बल्कि उसको प्रैक्टिकली इंप्लीमेंट भी करती हैं, they have a very strong impact on the society because they have a good repute in the market. They have a good name in the market. They develop a brand name. So once organization develops that brand name, once organization develops that good repute in the market, it becomes really very easy for the organization to put a strong positive impact on society. And of course, in society, there is your target market as well. So here in corporate social responsibility, or in case of social responsibility, it is not necessary that you need to give benefits, social well-being जो आप देना चाह रहे हैं, only to your target market or only to your consumers or customers. You can provide benefits in the society to those people as well who are not your customers. So it means that organization has followed a long-term strategy, and this is what really works. Now, talking about the recent evidence of corporate social responsibility or interest. An internet search turns up 100,000 plus responses to CSR. Research journals increasingly rate businesses and NGOs on socially responsive criteria, and that is best place to work. Now this is really very important, that the place where you want to work, if that is the best place to work, where your motivation level will go, it will jump. So employees, they prefer to join those organizations that is the best place to work. So people are more interested to work there, most admired. Of course, there are places जिनको बहुत ज़्यादा admire किया जाता है, जिनको बहुत ज़्यादा appreciate किया जाता है. And best and worst corporate reputation. और आपकी जो रेप्यूट है वो किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की बेस्ट है और किसकी वर्स्ट है. Now let us suppose that the most competent persons from the market thinking about finding a job. Now that person has no problem of getting a job. So what he will look for on the internet? So he will find out that how organizations are rated nationally and internationally, and which is the best place to work. So once people know that, okay, fine, this is the best place to work, they also want to work there. But on the other side, if somebody says that this is not a good place to work, so tell me कि most competent जो persons हैं, whether they are interested to join your organization, yes or no? Of course not. So in order to retain the best employees, in order to capture the best employees, you need to have a good corporate social responsibility. Now let us talk about the reasons for corporate social responsibility activities. Why organizations involve in corporate social responsibility? Why there is a need and why there is an expectation from organizations that they should be socially responsible. So let us talk about those reasons for corporate social responsibility activities. And the first reason is corporate social responsibility activities are important to and even expected by the public. Now, it is not only a matter of this is important, that your organization should be socially responsible, but at the same time, the general public, the society at large, they also expect from the organization that they should be socially responsible. And they are easily monitored worldwide. Like for example, now every organization in the world, I'm talking about the good organizations, they have their websites. So in their profile, in their portfolio on the website, they are required to mention their corporate social responsibility activities. Like for example, उन्होंने अभी तक क्या किया है और आइंदा आने वाले दिनों में उनके क्या प्लान्स हैं for the betterment of society. So now this is not a matter of choice, corporate social responsibility. Now this is the expectations of the people. And once it becomes the expectation of the people, of course, you have no other choice but to follow the best practices in corporate social responsibility. And these are easily monitored worldwide. पूरी दुनिया में इसको बड़ी आसानी से मॉनिटर किया जा सकता है कि जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि थ्रू योर वेबसाइट एंड थ्रू डिफरेंट इंफॉर्मेशन इजीली अवेलेबल ऑन द इंटरनेट, तो उसको फाइंड आउट करना मुश्किल नहीं है. Corporate social responsibility activities help organizations hire and retain the people they want. Now this is another very important finding, that organizations they are always looking for the best people. And organizations, once they hire the best people, they want to retain those best people with the organization. Now लोगों को hire करना, उनको अट्रैक्ट करना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अपनी, उनको कैप्चर करना और उनको रिटेन करना, दिस इज द नीड ऑफ द टाइम. सो इफ यू कीप ऑन लूजिंग योर बेस्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस, तो आप नए हायर कर लेते हैं, फिर वो आपके चले जाते हैं, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस लेने के बाद आप फिर नए हायर कर लेते हैं. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू रिसर्च 5 to 7% जो एक्सपेंसिव है आपका न्यू एम्प्लॉय को हायर करना एज कंपेयर टू रिटेनिंग द एग्जिस्टिंग एम्प्लॉय, वन थिंग. एंड सेकेंडली, आई ऑलवेज से वन थिंग, दैट experience has no alternative. So people, when they start leaving your organization, like employees when they start leaving your organization, so you go for recruitment and selection. So that recruitment and selection process itself is an expensive activity. And of course there is no guarantee कि जिन लोगों को आप नया नया हायर करेंगे, they will remain with you, they will stay with you. So hiring में, retain करने में, corporate social responsibility helps an organization a lot. Corporate social responsibility activities contribute to business performance. कि किसी भी बिजनेस की परफॉर्मेंस में जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है, कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी का एक मेजर कंट्रीब्यूशन है. नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट द बिजनेसेस कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी एक्टिविटीज. Now in sense of philanthropy, we say that give money or time or in kind to charity. आप चैरिटी में अपना वक्त भी दे सकते हैं, आप अपना पैसा भी दे सकते हैं और कोई आप प्रोडक्ट्स भी दे सकते हैं फॉर चैरिटी. And when we talk about integrative philanthropy, select beneficiaries aligned with company interest. कि कंपनी का जो इंटरेस्ट है, कंपनी का जो विजन मिशन है, कंपनी के जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं, एंड इन सिंपल वर्ड्स कंपनी की जो टारगेट मार्केट है, वो टारगेट मार्केट के अंदर से ही आप बेनिफिशरीज उठा रहे हैं in order to do that corporate social responsibility. For example, if I take the example of ABC Hospital, now in order to involve that hospital in corporate social responsibility activities, what the hospital does is, a good hospital, they select the beneficiaries who are the patients. They select the beneficiaries who are the comes in the target market of the hospital, things like that. Philanthropy will not enhance corporate reputation if a company fails to live up to its philanthropic image, or if consumers perceive philanthropy to be manipulative. अगर कंज्यूमर को ऐसा लगता है, उसकी अगर ये परसेप्शन है कि आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है वो मैनिपुलेट कर रही है, हकाइक को तोड़ मरोड़ कर पेश कर रही है, अंदर असल में बात कुछ और है और ऊपर टाइटल कुछ और है, सो इफ योर कंज्यूमर्स दे हैव ए डाउट ऑन यू, देन ऑफ कोर्स योर CSR एक्टिविटी will not produce the desired results. Now, talking further about the corporate social responsibility, it is the sum of economic responsibilities, make a profit. Now, every organization has some economic responsibilities, like for example making a profit. अक्सर कहा जाता है कि the basic purpose of any organization, particularly in the private sector, is to earn profit. So why profit is required? Of course, in order to run your own services, in order to provide financial and non-financial rewards to your employees, you need to make profit. Like for example, you need to pay salaries, you need to buy equipment, you need to buy some computers, things like that. Legal responsibilities, obey the law. कि जो organizations law को violate नहीं करती, अपनी legal responsibilities को बहुत बेहतर तरीके से perform कर रही हैं, and there is no disobedience of the law, they are called socially responsible organizations. But on the other side, those organizations who do not obey the law, they are not following their legal responsibilities, so they are not having the appropriate corporate social responsibility. Further talking about the ethical responsibilities, like be ethical. Now be ethical means what? That you need to have the appropriate behavior in your organization. If you do not have the appropriate behavior, what will happen? That you're not a socially responsible organization. अब अक्सर ये देखा गया कि सम टाइम अनएथिकल बिहेवियर्स होते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, वन क्विक एग्जांपल इज कॉल्ड लेग पुलिंग. पर्टिकुलरली जब हम पब्लिक सेक्टर ऑफ पाकिस्तान की बात करते हैं तो देयर इज लॉट ऑफ लेग पुलिंग गोइंग ऑन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. It means that when somebody is involved in leg pulling, it means that that organization is not ethically responsible, because it is the responsibility, it is the major responsibility of the organization to manage that issue. And finally, CSR is the sum of discretionary responsibilities. Good corporate citizen. So discretionary responsibilities means that, okay, like for example, your working hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you finish your today's work by 3 p.m. So you have 2 hours left. So what do? You leave office, you start browsing your personal things, you start watching a movie, or you use your discretional behavior, discretional responsibility in the positive direction. And how one can do that? You use the remaining 2-3 hours in which you are free. So people who are highly responsible in an organization, they are those people who use their discretional responsibilities in the right direction. Now, talking about corporate social responsibility, there are 2 opposite viewpoints. The first one is corporate social responsibility is inevitable versus corporate social responsibility is a burden. Now, what is your point of view? आप क्या समझते हैं कि CSR अच्छी चीज़ है या CSR जो है वो एक बहुत बड़ा बर्डन है? What is your point of view? According to research, there are 2 major point of views. The first arguments for corporate social responsibility says that not just profits, कि सिर्फ प्रॉफिट्स के लिए आपने बिजनेस स्टार्ट नहीं किया, सिर्फ प्रॉफिट्स के लिए आप मार्केट में नहीं आए. So it is just more than profits. So meaning that you have a long-term vision. You do not focus on just profits, because it is a common observation that, and research has proven that, organizations which focus only on making profits, they start losing their focus on the target market. They start losing their customers. Loyalty of customers decline. Employees start leaving. Customers start leaving the organization. If the organization is only interested in making profits. When organization focuses more on their economic obligations instead of social obligations. And now you can very well imagine that any organization which has total focus on making the money, people do not look at that organization with positive behavior. Okay, the next point is power versus responsibility. Okay, power is more important or your responsibility in the organization is more important? Now, having more responsibility is more important. And finally, arguments for CSR includes stakeholder relations. Now, you want to have good relations with your stakeholders. Now, who are the stakeholders? Now, stakeholders are all those persons who have any concern with your organization. Like, for example, your potential market, community, your society, government of Pakistan, in the case of Pakistan, and then non-customers. So organizations having a good corporate social responsibility, they have good relationship with stakeholders. And I always say one thing, that where are the true meanings of words? The true meanings of words are in the relationship. आपके एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे रिलेशन है, that is the most important area. If you ignore that area, if you ignore the relations, if you are interested more in quantity instead of quality, what happens is that you start losing your market. You start losing your employees. Because what the employees want is, apart from salary and other financial benefits, employees, they want that they should have a peace of mind. और वो कोई भी organization जो highly socially responsible है, who has a good name in the society, who has a good name in the market, so employees, even they are getting low salaries, they are satisfied. But on the other extreme, if the organization has a bad repute in the market, so of course, when you if you are working already in that organization, so आपकी feelings का क्या होगा, आपकी self respect का क्या होगा, आपकी thinking का क्या होगा, because all of the time you will think that people will relate the organization with my character. So people love to be a part of those organizations who are good in their repute, as compared to उन organizations के जहां पे एक bad repute है, जहां पे एक पूरा नाम है मार्केट में उनका, और रिप्यूट का ताल्लुक, आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की रिप्यूट का ताल्लुक काफी हद तक इसकी कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अनएथिकल बिहेवियर को आप कैसे मैनेज करते हैं इन योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपने जो रिक्रूटमेंट सिलेक्शन की है, तो उसके अंदर आप ओपन मेरिट को ऑब्जर्व करें या आप उसके अंदर पर्सनल लाइकिंग डिसलाइकिंग की बेसिस पे लोगों को हायर करें. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कस्टमर, people say that, authors say that customer is the king, customer is the boss, customer is everything, customer is always right. Philip Kotler, who is also called the father of marketing, says that customer is of two types, internal and external. Now, the external customer is your buyer, your consumer who pays the money and gets the products or use the services. And internal customers are those who are your employees. So all the persons who are working for the organization at any level, they are called the internal customers. So Philip Kotler says that in order to satisfy the external customer, first of all, it is more important that you satisfy the internal customer. So in order to satisfy the external customer, first of all, you need to satisfy the internal customer. ताली दोनों हाथों से बजती है, एक हाथ से तो आप चुटकी बजा सकते हैं. तो meaning that कि if you really want to have the best performance in your organization, and if you really want to make your customer, external customer, loyal with the organization, products and services, what you need to do is you need to focus more on satisfying and making your employees loyal in the organization. Now let us talk about some arguments which are against the corporate social responsibility. From the shareholder point of view, hindrance in maximizing profits. Now, this is the only major arguments against the corporate social responsibility, that there is a cut of profits from the share of shareholders. Now, who are the shareholders? Shareholders are the persons who are the investors. Shareholders are the persons who have inverted some capital, some amount, जो कि पैसा उन्होंने लगाया हुआ है. Now, जब आप corporate social responsibility करते हैं, तो of course वो पैसा कहाँ से आएगा CSR करने के लिए? You will get that money from the profit of your shareholders. Like for example, if an organization working in some area, and if there is a demand from the people who are also the resident of that area, that you need to build tube wells for us, or you need to provide free educational services in our area. So what you are going to do? People have expectations. So in order to fulfill their expectations, you need to spend money in order to satisfy your target market and make them loyal. Now, talking about choosing moderate strategy. Now let us talk about choosing moderate strategy. When we talk about corporate social responsibilities of organizations in the world, businesses need to balance economic, legal, and social responsibilities in order to achieve long-run success. Now, this is called a moderate strategy. Of course, every business, they have economic concerns. Like for example, in order to run the organization, businesses need to make profits. They need to pay salaries to their employees. So they need to have all four resources. And those four resources are human resource, financial resource, physical resource, and information resource. Now let us talk about all these four resources one by one, because that is the economic obligation of any business. Now, human resource means that all the persons who are working for the organization at any level, they are called the human resource. So you need to satisfy your human resource. You need to take care of their financial and non-financial needs. The other is the physical resource. Like for example, land, building, equipment, furniture, computers, table, chair, everything. That is called the physical resource. And then is called the information resource. Like TV, radio, newspaper, magazine, from where you are getting the information. And then we have the financial resource. You need to invest in money capital. So every organization, they need to balance their economic obligations, legal one. Like for example, any organization which is not taking care of its society, which is not taking care of its employees, they may take legal action against that organization if that organization does not have any corporate social responsibility. And finally, of course, social responsibilities are there. So every good organization, they need to have a balance of economic, legal, and social responsibilities. And the purpose is to achieve the long-term success. More generally, there is a relationship between good social and good financial performance. Now let us talk about the ethics. The word ethic is derived from the Greek word ethos, meaning character, and Latin word morus, meaning customs. So when we talk about ethics, it means your character and your customs. Ethics defines what is good for the individual and what is good for the society, and establishes the nature of duties that people owe to oneself and others in society. Now this is really very important, that you need to know that what is good for the person and what is good for the society. The principle of conduct is called the professional ethics, a set of moral principles or values. Now the question is, why be ethical? Why there is a need to be ethical? The first major reason that why an organization need to be ethical is high expectations of stakeholders. Of course, जो आपके stakeholders हैं, आपके customers, non-customers, आपके वो जो community जहाँ पे surroundings में आप काम कर रहे हैं, so any person having any concern with your organization is called your stakeholders. So stakeholders, they have high expectations from your organization, and if you do not fulfill those expectations, it means that you are unethical. To prevent harm to general public, ethical होना इसलिए भी ज़रूरी है कि आम पब्लिक को नुकसान ना पहुंचाया जाए, आम पब्लिक को सिर्फ वही प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज दी जाएं जो वाकई उनकी नीड है. It pays to organization. Okay, question is how it pays back to the organization. Okay, one organization is highly ethical. उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट है प्रॉफिट्स के ऊपर, उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट है आपकी अर्निंग्स के ऊपर? वेरी सिंपल. An organization which is highly ethical, employees and the customers, external customers, they become more loyal. And you know very well that with the help of loyal employees and with the help of loyal customers, we can achieve the impossible. A sense of trust among partners. जितने भी पार्टनर्स हैं उनके दरमियान एक ट्रस्ट का एलिमेंट आ जाता है, बिकॉज दे स्टार्ट ट्रस्टिंग ईच अदर. पर्सनल रीजन, ऑफ कोर्स. Now talking about the various purposes of ethics. Ethics are the guiding principles. Ethics help make relationships mutually pleasant and productive. Ethics create a sense of community and a sense of belongingness to society. Now the question is, are ethics limited to humans? Of course, ethics की जब हम बात करते हैं तो are ethics limited to humans only, or do they extend to animals too? Like for example, when we talk about those people who are pure vegetarian, likewise issues of responsibility to the environment have also been raised. कि जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है उसकी एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ये भी है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल पोल्यूशन ना हो. बट आजकल देखा गया कि इवन बड़े प्रोविंशियल कैपिटल्स में, इवन फेडरल कैपिटल इस्लामाबाद में पोल्यूशन प्रॉब्लम बढ़ रहा है, क्योंकि रेजिडेंशियल एरियाज में भी इवन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो है रन कर रही हैं, और जो स्मोक जो है बेतहाशा, वो ब्लैक कलर का जो स्मोक है, जो मुख्तलिफ केमिकल्स को यूज करने से वहां से एग्जिट हो रहा है उनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से, दैट इज क्रिएटिंग हेल्थ इश्यूज, दैट इज डैमेजिंग द एनवायरमेंट एंड विच इज टोटली अनएथिकल. सो इन अदर वर्ड्स, philosophy is not far from the religious view of total non-violence. Now let us talk about the evolving context for ethics. Ethical absolutism, they adopt to us. Ethical relativism, we adopt to them. Now let us talk about the emergence of a global business ethic. Growing business need for integrative mechanisms such as ethics reduce operating uncertainties. Now ethic का सबसे बड़ा फायदा जो हमें नजर आ रहा है कि जो एक अनसर्टेनिटी है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, जो एक अनक्लियर सिचुएशन है, उसको ये मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं, लाइक गुड एथिक्स. वॉलंटरी गाइडलाइंस अवॉइड गवर्नमेंट इम्पोजिशंस. बजाय ये कि गवर्नमेंट इंटरवीन करे और एज ए आर्बिट्रेटर आपके खिलाफ कोई फैसला दे, या कोर्ट इंटरवीन करे और आपके खिलाफ कोई डिसीजन दे, क्योंकि वंस द गवर्नमेंट और द कोर्ट और एनी कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट टेक्स एनी measure against you, you damage majority of your repute. Ethical conduct is needed in an increasingly interdependent world, everyone in the same game. Now everyone in the same game means that no more monopolies almost in the world. So it is a highly interdependent world. इंटरडिपेंडेंट से पहले मैं यहां पे बात करना चलूं, इस पर डिटेल से बात करने से पहले, कि अकॉर्डिंग टू द 7 हैबिट्स ऑफ हाईली इफेक्टिव पीपल, देयर आर 3 डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस कि 7 हैबिट्स उसमें से गुजरती हैं. द फर्स्ट स्टेज इज कॉल्ड डिपेंडेंस. सो व्हेन अ चाइल्ड इज बोर्न, ही और शी इज टोटली डिपेंडेंट ऑन हिज और हर पेरेंट्स, एल्डर्स. And then second stage is independent. When people start making their own decisions, they are called interdependent. And interdependent are those who believe in teamwork. So dependent, when you are totally dependent on others, like financial matters or any other matters. Independent means that you make your own decisions. And interdependence means that nobody can live alone, we all depend on each other. So it is an interdependent world. Companies wish to avoid problems and or be good public citizens. Now let us talk about the reasons for businesses to engage in development of a global code of business ethics. Create the same opportunity for all businesses. Now this is really very important and highly ethical that there should be an equal opportunity to all businesses. Level the playing field. सबके लिए मैदान एक जैसा हो, ये ना हो कि किसी जगह किसी के लिए आसानी है और किसी जगह किसी के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है. And they are needed in an interconnected world. So these are the 4 ways how companies integrate ethics. Top management commitment in word and deed. कि जो आप बात करते हैं वही आपका अमल होना चाहिए. टॉप मैनेजमेंट की ये कमिटमेंट होनी चाहिए, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट कमिटमेंट. और जब आप अपने वर्ड्स में और अपने कामों में, अपने डीड्स में आप एक जैसे होंगे, So you are better able to implement good ethics in your organization. Company codes of ethics. Every company in the world, almost any good company of the world, they have prepared a book called Code of Ethics. So one need to follow those code of ethics, and if somebody is unsure about the ethics in the organization, you can always ask them for the booklet or some basic material about the code of ethics in that particular organization. Develop, monitor, enforce ethical behavior, and seek external assistance. Like, one can always go for outsourcing if you are unable to manage the problems by yourself. Sometimes what happens that people working in the same environment, they're not that much creative as compared to a new person comes in and gives you new ideas. So in case of those problems which you think that it is not possible to manage, or maybe you spend more money, it is better to outsource those activities. I believe that with the help of today's lecture, you have learned a lot. Inshallah, see you all in the next lecture. Thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz.